Heyo guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Unroyal, and we're at Hakone again because, well, I've just been getting this track a lot. So here we are. We are in multi-class. I'm in a rather rebuilt Mustang, my Boss 302. I decided to throw the V8 in here. As we start this off, there was only 4 or 5 of us in B class, if I recall correctly. And also, this race was just way too intense to not show you guys. So going into the first little turn here, shown to have a superior grip over the BMW behind me, but he's going to have way better horsepower than I will. Tesorio is being a little vocal there. Luckily, I had everyone muted before recording this. Also, I had to get a new webcam, so if I seem a little high def, then that's pretty much why. Also, I couldn't really figure out how to make it to where it was my original border, so get a little bit of a different viewpoint. But going into this little double right-hander here, the BMW driven by ECTM Conkel Rope. I'm going to shorten that to Rope for the rest of this race, but anyways. He was trying to keep up with me through there, did a good job. The Honda Civic driven by Precto, managing to get around him. I'm in the lead for once. That should be rather sad in itself, because I'm a bit of a amateur driver. But I think that just tells you how good this Mustang is built as of right now. I got the widest tires possible, so that could be why I've got quite a bit of grip. And it was going into turn 1, getting a good amount of distance between Precto and Rope. But Precto is taking this corner a little tight. Started catching up a little bit. I had the better exit. I think I just got in a lobby with not so much noobs, but maybe some people that maybe just didn't have a good car for Hakone. Anyways, if you look, guys, look at the rear view mirror, since that's where the action is going to be. You're going to see the BMW get around the Honda, and the BMW slowly closing in. I hit my braking point, which is right between the 100 and 150 board there. BMW goes wide. Honda Civic goes right back around them. And at this point, I'm in this double right-hander, just sitting rather comfortably in first place. Not gonna lie, kinda like it. Kinda like it a lot. Not really in this position all that often, so I'm gonna enjoy it while I can. But going into these last few corners here, Honda Civic slowly creeping up, and I'm gonna go ahead and get myself a good exit going out of this last turn here. Don't even know the number of it, don't even know if it has a name. I know it's a fantasy track, and I don't know what turn 10 named all these corners, so 127.3 so far. Pretty good lap in B class. I don't really know what my personal record is on Hakone, at least not in B class. But I'm gonna break that record here in 2 or 3 laps. And we've got a couple of A class cars coming up, or I think that's S class, yeah. So I had to go a little wide there. Messed up my line just a little bit, just enough to where the Honda Civic driven by Precto, excuse me, and stuck into my draft and slowly but surely start creeping up. And going into this double right-hander, a bit of contact between me and Precto there. He goes a little wide. Get another contact by A-Class. And then, of course, once again, by Rope. Push me just a little wide. Not enough to really mess with the race too much. I'm able to keep up with them throughout this section, so can't complain too much. Little bumping and bruising and such in multi-class. Should be expected most of the time, but anyways. Getting really good exits coming out of these next few corners. Slowly but surely getting right back up. We're catching up to a Rope here. Game says I'm in front of him for some reason. I don't know what caused that little glitch there, but either way, I wasn't expecting him to brake quite that much going into this first turn here. Did end up going into the back of him. Not really intentional though. Just one of those things that managed to happen. And it was going into this S-bend here. I had to get out from behind him because he was kind of just taking it way too slow. And on these straightaways, he has me by power every time. So at this point, not even going to try to catch up to him. At this point, my goal is get around Precto. But also, at this double right-hander, this is where I can start really closing the gap. Going into this next one, trying to get the best possible exit I can, because this is where these two really mess up quite a bit. As you can see, I'm right side by side with the Honda, who probably doesn't see me right away. I did look at his player card. He was in the middle 200s, no prestige, no nothing, so I'm assuming relatively new to the game and such, so doesn't mean he doesn't have skill. Could just be him not really knowing Hakone all that well. But anyway, side by side with Rope, he's ahead of me, but the game is saying I'm ahead of him. Someone make that one make sense, but either way, do manage to get around going into this double right. Does tuck up right inside on the defensive line though, but I am side by side, trying to give him as much room as I can. He does get a little close there, but right here, managed to get right around him. But we're also getting right into that straightaway, so again, not even going to battle him here. Just going to hold my line, let him on through, and then try to figure out a game plan going into this double right-hander. Now, he does break quite early, and he does execute this one pretty well. But going into this next one, I did have to brake there in order to avoid a collision. But getting that better exit, I'm able to get right beside him. I wanted to get out from behind him, otherwise I would have collided with him. Luckily, no collision here. And of course, Precto is starting to catch up as well, so bit of a three-way battle for first place right now. Never thought I'd say that on the channel, but here we are. Getting around him on the final turn. Now it is just a bit of a drag race to the line. Not really a good lap time there, but I was doing a lot of battling with Rope there. A little bit of contact between me and him. Precto capitalizing, getting around both of us. At least that's what it looks like. And now to start really reeling these guys in if I can. So far, able to slowly close the gap coming out of the S-bend. Tucking up right into Rope's draft. But again, he has a good amount of power under the hood of there, so he's just going to go ahead and slowly creep away. But going into this double right-hander, I almost go into Precto. Rope takes it way too wide. Precto takes advantage. I start closing the gap. A little bit of contact once again to get right on the inside. Managed to get a better exit than Precto. My lap's dirty, so I'm not even worried about lap time right now. But going into this final set of S-bends, as I like to call them, managing to get really good corner exits. At least better than Precto's, I should say. Going into this final one, managing to do so once again. Now I'll be able to tuck up right behind Precto here. At least I hope that's a good thing to shorten his name down to. But anyways, going into this little S-bend here, we start catching up to a guy in S-Class. Never thought I'd see that as well, but either way. We're in B-Class, they're in S-Class. They should be smoking us like something I'm not going to name on this channel, but either way, going into this S-bend, I'm showing the power of the Mustang. I got the Boss 302 stock motor in here. 302 cubic inches of horsepower under the hood. Managing to get around him. He's going to tuck up into my draft as if it's going to save him. I do start slowly pulling away, but now we are going to go ahead and go into this double right-hander. I closed the gap just so he can't really try anything too sneaky or cheeky or whatever you want to call it. And now going into this final, well, not the final set of turns, but getting into that second right-hander, getting a really good corner exit. Needless to say, I've been on Hakone enough to get an idea on how to tackle a lot of it now. Hence why the past few videos have been on Hakone. Not intentional, by the way. It just seemed like whenever I got on, that's what was available. So we got that going for us. Anyways, slightly better lap time. Can't complain whatsoever. But as of right now, going into this first double right-hander, Precto and Rope doing a little bit of battling, giving me a little bit of breathing room to slowly pull ahead from the two of them. Precto going wide, Rope getting around him, getting onto the straightaway, which, as you guys know, Rope has a little bit of power under the hood of that car, so we're going to basically just try and hold our line, see what happens. Looks like S-Class is starting to get a little close. S-Class getting around us. Rather clean get around. Got another guy in S-Class doing a little bit of drifting, going off course there. And right now, Rope closing the gap. I'm just trying to focus on my corner exit, trying to get as far away as possible. My lap time getting much better. And right now, S-Class getting right behind me. I just decide, you know what, let him on through. No sense in trying to battle with him. That's going to be a losing battle for me every time. Going out of these final sets of turns, what does my lap time look like? Looks like a 126. Precto going into the pits. A 126.7. That is what I'm going to label as my new record at Hakone in B-Class. I'm sure someone's going to go through every video now, try to, well, at least all the ones that have went in B-Class on Hakone, and try to find out what my actual record is. I'm sure I probably did better, but as of right now, memory says, hey, look, that is my best possible lap time. And the battle between me and Rope still not ending. He is slowly catching up on this straightaway. I'm able to get him on cornering ability, but he's able to keep up just enough to where on that straightaway it does get a little questionable. He could catch up, he could get around me, and then it's a battle between getting back around him on these sets of turns. Not sure how you'd want to call it, but either way, going into this right-hander, slowly but surely getting away from him. Going into this final turn, again, just focusing on corner exit. Sometimes the best way to win a race is to just focus on your race, your lap time, and such like that. Another car from S-Class. I take it a little wide. Not quite sure what he's doing. I hit the brakes quite a bit there. Gave Rope just enough to close that gap a little bit. Luckily, though, he's not very confident around his turning here. At least not on this little S-bend. So, I'm able to open that gap up just a bit more. But seemed like on that corner exit, he was able to close the gap just a little bit more. And now he is within passing range. So we're going to go ahead and go into this double right-hander. Do what I did to the Honda, or driven by Precto. Close that gap as much as I can since I was still ahead of him. A little bit of a video glitch. Again, I'm not quite sure what caused that one. S-Class getting around. Managing to do it as clean as possible. Hats off to the guy. Then going into this one, again, another clean get around on the lower classes by the higher classes. Really good racing by this lot. Seemed like it was a very little bumping and grinding. Cannot complain whatsoever. Didn't see that S-Class until the last minute, so I decided, you know what, let's go ahead and straighten the car out. Now to go into this double right-hander. Rope right behind me, though, breathing down my neck, giving me goosebumps as if I am getting chased by a ghost. We got 5 minutes left on the clock, though, so I just got to try and get as far away as I can. Recto probably cussing a lot of us out, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Another video glitch there, at least on my end during the video editing. It could be completely normal for you guys. But either way, Rope right behind me, taking the defensive line, hitting my brakes right where I need to, and Rope is gonna go way too wide. Overdrove that car just to try and get around me, which is kind of sad because I was enjoying our little battle there, where kind of forced me to drive as good as I possibly could. And now I don't have that little extra oomph to drive as good as I possibly can now. Kind of makes me sad. Anyways, guys, we're just going to go ahead and try to commentate over the rest of this video. Can't really seem to get my 126 again. I am trying like hell. We only got about 3 laps of fuel left. Precto finally getting around Boro there. I think it's only the 4 of us. So I think when Precto went into the pits, he dropped down to 4th place. So, guaranteed podiums for the top 3. There'd only be 1 person off the podium. But we are 30 seconds ahead of Precto. He is not really something to worry about. We got 1 more S-Class coming up behind me. Looked like he went off into the AstroTurf. I'm just trying to hold my line as best as I possibly can. Looked like he wanted to go wide, but I was going to try and give him the inside. Again, not quite sure what was going on there. There's a bug flying around in my room right now. It is distracting as hell. Rope managing to close the gap. I think it was at 4.4 or 4.5 seconds behind me. Close it down to about 3 seconds there, at least on that straightaway, and plus my little mess up thanks to S-Class there, but it's not gonna really matter though, because on these S-Bends, my Mustang beats Rope every time. Just goes to show, multi-class need more than just power and grip. Need to really find the true balance between the two. Along with weight. Car has got to be pretty lightweight as well. That's another thing I did. I took out the ballast because I was running max ballast on the tune kind of recommended by my buddy Unearthly, that I did edit a little bit just to fit more of what I like. Another little video glitch there. Again, I'm not quite sure what's causing those video glitches, guys, but the moment I can find out what is causing it, is the moment I will fix it. Minute and a half later, Rope managing to not get too much time on me during that straightaway. Normally, at that point, he is starting to catch up, and I thought here at the end of the race, that's when he would start making up some time, but I was wrong. I was wrong. Again, I think that one mess up going into that double right-hander, that seemed to be his Achilles heel there, because right now he is just not able to catch up and get back around. So the lesson to the rest of you: race your own race and make sure you are focused on your braking point. What works for my car will not work for your car, I guess. But anyways, we got 40 seconds remaining, guys. I'm going to go ahead and let the rest of it play out. Pretend I said something corny here and enjoy me winning for once. Because I guarantee you, this is probably going to be 1 out of a million. I'm probably never going to run into one of these again. So, again, see y'all later and hope to see you guys next time.
Well done. We finished P1.